As the cliche goes, April showers bring May flowers. But usually what comes after is the heat and dryness of summer. Hello again, Essay here. And before the hot weather of the holiday shows up, you should indulge in my new short story, The White Cat, a free exclusive on Substack. The links are down below in description. Join Margot Thompson, a beautiful stage actress and recent widow who finds salvation in the form of a white cat during a night of terror. While checking out my oddball thriller, remember that my Glitch series is still available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The links are down below in the description. While you'll find my peculiar story about a white pussy entertaining, that doesn't mean I'm out of ideas. I still have more stories coming down the pike, so as long as I don't run into any mishaps, you'll see those stories as well. Now let's get back to the video. Hello again, Essay here. Long ago, my mother once told me, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And of course, at the time as a kid, I didn't quite understand. And she told me about the metaphor of the dog chasing the car. She said that, yeah, you see a dog in the street chasing after a car, and then you say, what do you suppose the dog's going to do when he actually catches up to the car? And as a kid, I thought, I don't know, bark at it, I suppose. Well, my mother told me that, well, if a dog catches up to that car, it doesn't know what's going to do because it didn't think that far ahead. And I say, oh, okay. Well, that metaphor also applies to people. People will say, oh, I want something. I want money, I want pussy, I want fame, fortune. But then when they get it, then they say, you know what, maybe I didn't want this after all. Because anyone who remembers that old rap song, More Money, More Problems, knows what that song really means. Well, let's just say when it comes to women, modern women, third wave feminists, you could say they're reaching their dog catching the car moment. Because any of you young men out there, 18 to 25, maybe a little younger, you probably know that a lot of modern women, modern West women, sophisticated women, the kind of girls you don't necessarily see in the girly magazines, probably because you can't afford it, but the girls might see in the shopping malls, or at the very least on Instagram. Most of these women, they tend to enjoy the company of simps. And you say, oh, those girls. Yeah. In other words, anyone's ever been on damn Twitch knows what I'm talking about. Girls like Alorant and damn Pokimane. Yeah, chicks like that. I mean, yeah, they like men, but only what they have in their wallet. Sad but true. And of course, when you get away from the computer, a lot of those e-girls behave the same way in public. I mean, anyone who remembers what was going on with Johnny Depp and his former ex-wife understands that. Because that blonde lady from Texas, you think she really loved Johnny Depp or just loved his wallet? Yeah, I'm thinking the latter. And of course, everyone remembers that Amber Heard even tried to make a go for old Elon for about 5 seconds. Anyone who ever saw that video of them in that elevator? Yeah, precisely. But of course, Elon, smart guy. I mean, you're making rockets go into space. I guess you have more than a few brain cells, right? He could smell a gold digger when he saw it. Now, of course, with me personally, I never had that experience with women. I usually can smell a gold digger from a mile away. Indeed, back when I was in grade school, you could tell those women a mile off. Why? They usually hung out with the guys who usually had a Trans Am or a very least Camaro parked on the street corner. Or in some cases, they were like the local gangbangers, like the Crips or the Bloods. Yeah, those guys. And these girls, they would walk around in their booty shorts and their 4-inch high heels on, and they had a bunch of makeup on their faces. Yeah. And you say, nah, not my speed. Yeah, well, those kind of gold diggers still hang around today. Now, of course, some of you are saying, why are you equating third-wave feminists with gold diggers? Well, I'll get into that part, okay? Because when you get right down to it, a lot of these third-wave feminists, they, for a good decade or so, maybe a little longer, have complained about so-called toxic masculinity. Yeah. Now, what does that mean, really? Well, some of you might think, oh, it means like people like Harvey Weinstein, these really, these little creepos, these guys like to get women alone and pull their panties down without asking first. Yeah, well, you could say that. Or, oh my God, Bill Cosby, going around drugging women and stuff like that. And funny thing is, I like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's funny, but the very idea of him doing something like that just doesn't seem to. I can't wrap my mind around it. I mean, the guy is famous, okay? And unlike Harvey Weinstein, if you go back and look at him back when he was in his salad days, back in the 60s, 70s, he wasn't an ugly guy. You figure this guy has gone around and drugged women just to get sleep with them? Nah, it doesn't make any sense. But Harvey Weinstein, yeah, that guy looked like about 300 pounds of bandini in an ill-fitting suit. And you say, yeah, I can't imagine anyone want to sleep with him. Yeah, so I get it. But the funny thing is, toxic masculinity doesn't necessarily mean about people like Weinstein. It means women use it as an excuse, a cudgel, almost a meme to men who basically can't get with women. And when I mean men, I ain't talking about the creepos. I'm talking about just ordinary Joes. Because I remember John Stossel, that guy, years ago, he did a test. It was a simple test, nothing special, where they had a car broken down on the side of the road, on a Jersey Turnpike. This was back in around the end of the 90s. And they spoke about how looks matter a lot to people, or should I say certain people. And they had two women. One was an ordinary woman, nothing special, nothing fancy, and stand by her broken down car, just see if anyone would stop to help her. And one or two people did. Okay, so what? So then they did the same experiment again on a different section of highway, same third turnpike. Then they hired this supermodel. And you could tell, this woman looked like Cindy Crawford on steroids. Man. And before you could say Joe Blow, multiple cars stopped for her. No joke. And so what does the experiment say? People like good-looking women. Hey, I agree. You don't have to talk to Hugh Hefner to know that. People have been proving that for decades. Even back in the days of Raphael, the painter. Yeah. So now take that John Stossel test and flip it. So what does that tell you? It tells you that if you had a bunch of ordinary guys, will women give them any attention? Probably not. Now, if you put someone like Ray Gosling out there, yeah, or at the very least Brad Pitt, back when he was still young and fresh, yeah, women are going to stop. Of course they will. Now, of course, some of you say, but women are not like men. Women mostly are like birds. They basically will want to see what kind of money the guy has. This is true. This is true. And indeed, it has been tests that show that a woman will be with an ordinary guy who is wealthy before they would be with a really handsome guy, like Randall Bloom, who was broke. And that's only half true. That's half true. I mean, ever heard the phrase of a woman getting together with a man to fix him? What do you think that term really means? Well, in English, it means that a woman will marry the broke guy who looks like Orlando Bloom, and then she'll try to fix him so he'll become rich like Elon Musk. Does it always work? No. Doesn't mean women don't keep trying. Now, the whole point of this video is recent realization that certain women have discovered that women, like birds, are looking for the perfect guy. And who's the perfect guy? The perfect guy is Elon Musk. Someone who's got big stacks of cash and who's not ugly. Problem is, Elon Musk is basically a unicorn. Because when you look at the 100 most wealthiest men in the world, none of them look like Elon Musk. They mostly look like Harvey Weinstein. No joke. True. And then some of you say, but hey, what about Trump? I mean, Trump, he's a handsome guy. Yeah, but Trump is like 70 years old. And have to admit, women can be a little ageist too. Yeah, that's true. But anyway, old Tim, he made a little video where he was talking about how because of the Me Too movement and how the general predictions of modern women have basically priced themselves out of the modern, let's just say, the romance market. Okay, now I'm going to show you the video, okay? All right, here we go.
In another viral clip from the Whatever podcast, a young woman expresses confusion as to why men won't approach women anymore. And the answer is really simple. Feminists have outright said, don't approach us, period. Y'all remember the Gillette commercial where there's a guy, it was like toxic masculinity. There's a guy standing outside of a building, a woman walks past and he goes, ooh, and then another man stops him and says, don't do it, bro. Don't do what? Don't say, excuse me, ma'am, how do you do? Yes, that is not allowed. Let me play the clip for you from the Whatever podcast, and then we'll talk about why men don't want to approach women anymore. And the answer is simple. Women have kindly asked men not to do this, and men have obliged. But here's the clip. Let's roll the video. Oh, wait. Thought we had the audio set properly, but you see, there we go.
I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit. And because women will put men on blast who, like, maybe awkwardly approach them. You see also those gym TikTok videos where girls, like, work out in the gym, and then there's, like, a guy who, like, glances at them for, like, 1 second, and they fucking blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these guys they're not even doing anything wrong. They're just, like, innocently sometimes they're not even looking in their direction. So there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like being exposed on social media. So
there are videos in gyms where, I love that one where the guy is talking to a woman and she's being all snooty and he's like, excuse me. And she's like, is there something I can help you with? And he's like, no, is something wrong? And she goes, you can stop bothering me or something like that. And then he's like, why are you being rude? And she's like, oh my God. And then he's like, she was like, whatever, dude. He's like, hey, I work here. You're causing problems. And then he kicks her out and she gets all angry. There are videos where women go to gyms intentionally trying to create drama. There's one where a woman's filming and a guy in the background is working out and he's looking over at, he's looking at the camera and she's wearing her skin tight pants and thrusting her ass in the air. And then she's like, oh, look at him staring at me. It's like, dude, you're sitting there filming in a gym. And he's like, I wonder what's going on. He didn't say anything to you. This is the crazy thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you why men won't talk to women anymore. 10 hours of walking in New York City as a woman. This was I tell you, this is why young guys are conservative. It really, really is. Because this video was a hoax. It was a big hoax. Now, here's the truth. Women do get catcalled. Women do get harassed. But this video was a hoax. Why? What they did was, certainly in 10 hours, this woman did get catcalled. Sure. Some of them likely were not anyone. There's one, like a guy walks past her and he goes, nice. He's on the phone. You can see a phone in his hand. I remember this is 10 years ago, October 2014. So you got a guy who's 13 years old. This video comes out and it's women walking down the street. One guy's like, good morning. And they're like, don't do it. Don't. Now these dudes are 23. Young lady is now 20. And she's like, why won't men come up and talk to us? Because feminists created this. Let me pull up the 10 hours video. 10 hours walking NYC. Let's pull the video up. What a classic with 53 million views. I'd also like to point out the woman involved ended up suing the people who made the video because they never got her permission for advertising and promoting this stuff. But let me just play a little bit. Let me play a little bit because I think it's totally fair to say that of course women get catcalled and sometimes it's really awful. A guy yelling nasty things about what he wants to do to a woman, that's catcalling and harassment. A guy saying, how's it going, ma'am? Good morning. That's not harassment. But here's the video. It's only a minute long. And also 52 million views. 10 hours of silent walking through all areas of Manhattan, wearing jeans and a crew neck t-shirt.
How you doing today? Wow. That's not good.
Wow. How you doing today? She says nothing and keeps walking. I guess not good. Is that harassment? For real? Somebody said, how are you doing today? Then the guy goes, smile, smile. I can understand. That's annoying, but really? Man, that's wild. Let's play more. What's up, beautiful? Have a good day. He didn't even stop her. He didn't say, can I have your number? He didn't say, hey, where are you going? He didn't say, hey, girl, looking fine. He said, how you doing, beautiful? Have a good day. And that's it. Kept walking. The end of the world. This is the result. It's wild to me. 10 years ago, this video goes viral. And people are doing breakdowns. It's been 10 years. And it's like, there's one part where a guy's on the phone and he goes, nice. And they're like, how dare he talk to someone on the phone near me? This is what you get. 10 years later, you got a 16-year-old guy, Gen Z 16-year-old guy in 2014. He sees this video, 50 million views, and all the women saying like, don't you dare ask a woman how she's doing. Okay, I won't. Now he's 26. He should be a man with a family and kids, and he's not talking to women.
Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you.
Okay. What's up, girl? How you doing? Someone's acknowledging you. The last line, okay, fine. You can do without that one. That's where you're like, chill, bro. But how are you doing? See, now that, God bless you, mommy, as he's walking alongside her, I can totally say, dude, yeah, you don't do that. Although, we don't really know what else he said. Maybe he walked up and said, hey, because this is all edited too. One thing that people criticize them for is that it's mostly black and Latino dudes doing it. And they were like, yo, you're racist. Apparently, they said, well, there were white people, but we edited it for time. which basically, if that's the case, I don't know if that's true, then they're just basically admitting when they made this video, they were like, take the white people out. Maybe this guy walked up and said, hey, excuse me, how you doing? Like, my name's Jim. Nah, God bless you, mommy, and walked away. Who knows? And he's staring at her.
Hey, baby.
Hey, beautiful.
Who said that even? Hey, beautiful.
How are you this morning?
I feel so bad for that guy. How are you this morning? How dare you? Here's one. Have a nice evening.
Nice evening.
Nice. Here's one. This is the one. Nice. Let me play this one for you.
Have a nice evening.
Nice. The guy's hand is up. It appears he's on the phone, and he goes, nice. He's like, he calls his buddy, and he's like, hey, man, did you get the tickets for the game? And he's like, dude, I got seats right up front. Nice. Oh, how dare you? Look at the culture they've built. Damn. Now, I don't know why that guy's saying damn. That's the other thing, too. Imagine this lady is walking through New York, and there's a guy, and he's got a scratch. Him and his buddy are standing there, and they got scratchers, and he's like, Cherry, damn. He scratches it, Cherry, damn. He's like, wow, I just won $100. And they're like, he said it near me. I get it. Some of these are like, hey, beautiful, how you doing? And it's like, you don't want guys to approach you at all?
God bless. Sexy American Eagle. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
God bless you. Have a good day, all right?
So, first, the guy says, God bless you, have a good day. That's totally fine. To be fair, I agree with this. It's actually creepy. He walks with her for 2 minutes. That's creepy. Why is he doing that? That's weird. I can respect that. 4 minutes walking next to her. Super creepy. What does she have in her hands? I guess the guy's bored. How are you doing?
How you doing? Good?
How are you doing?
Hey, look at that. It's $5,000.
I just saw $1,000. What's he even talking about? Look, this guy, you can't be friends, you don't want to talk, huh? Take a hint, bro. But the problem here is they conflate things like that where someone says, good morning. It's insane.
You want to speak? Can I give you my number? Talk to you?
This guy's really trying.
No? What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing?
Nice evening, dog.
100 plus instances of verbal street harassment took place within 10 hours, involving people of all backgrounds. This doesn't include the countless whistles, winks, blah, blah, blah. If you want to help, please donate to Holla Back. Why? So look, women are allowed to wear tight clothes. You know, no one's supposed to, you can't do that. She can wear a niqab or whatever it's called if she wants to. Then people probably won't whistle at her. But look, we are now in the aftermath of this. This woman's probably what, like 20? I don't know how old she is, but she looks like she's early 20s. Let's say she's 23. I don't know. She's 13 when this video drops. The guys around her the same age, even let's say 20-year-olds, guys who are in their early to late 20s right now, grew up when they were told by everything in the media, do not talk to women. You can't say how you doing. You can't say good morning. You can't say any of that. Because there is no difference between saying, how are you today, ma'am? And, damn, you're looking fine. Can I walk with you for 5 minutes? They conflate all of those things together. Y'all built this culture.
Okay, you saw that video, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if my mom was still around, she would definitely say, yep, those women are a perfect example of not being careful what you wish for. A lot of these women, in their zeal to basically push away ordinary guys who were broke and then sit there and call them incels to their faces, and yet kept the door open for the Elon Musk's of the world, hoping that some handsome guy with a few $1 billion in the bank would show up on their doorstep. Except the problem is those people are practically unicorns, And thus a lot of women now are slowly come to realization, there's not that many handsome billionaires out there, so what am I going to do? And because these women have put themselves so high up on their own pedestals, they won't even consider someone who's not a billionaire, who's someone who is not, Ray Gosling or Orlando Bloom. In other words, as far as these women are concerned, they think they are 10, and therefore they deserve a 20. See what I mean? And not just a $20 bill. I mean, they think they deserve someone who is at least twice as better looking as themselves. And now these women are beginning to find out, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm more like 28, and I'm almost 30. And I'm finding out now that I pushed away too many guys, hoping that the next Elon Musk will come around the corner and with a ring and say marry me, and the guy ain't showing up. And I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, because I remember back when I was a kid, there was a song that said that love the one you with. And that was an old song. I mean, that song was old when I was a kid. And I was thinking, I thought the song was funny. Because it was basically saying that if you can't love the one you want, love the one you with. And I'm thinking, and I was thinking as a kid, I'm thinking, what does that really mean? And I realized when I got a few years older, I said, when I started dating, I said, oh, that's what it means. Now, because when I was dating, would I go for the supermodel chick? Of course. Problem is, in my neighborhood, supermodels were about as rare as banana trees. In other words, there's no banana trees in my neighborhood. So there you go. Therefore, you had to date the women that were available. And you say, what about Instagram? Are you kidding me? And then you say, what about places like the damn dating apps they have nowadays? Well, back when I was a kid dating, the internet didn't exist. You get it? And of course, as you saw in that video, that's another reason why a lot of these women are now finding out that the number of available men is like kind of not really there. Yeah, because they gotten spoiled on these damn dating apps. Swipe right or swipe left. Yeah. It's because of those damn, you could say that third wave feminism combined with unrealistic expectations plus the availability of dating apps on the internet has basically ruined modern women. Yep. That's true. So is there any hope for these ladies? These ladies who were, like, as Tim said in his video, were teenagers just back during the Obama era. Now they're maybe in their late 20s, getting close to 30. And of course, anyone who knows about the menopause, these ladies don't got too much time left on their clock before all their eggs run out. And you know what I mean by eggs. Yeah. So yeah, maybe some of these ladies lower their standards a little. Because I remember a long time ago, my mother told me about this movie called Claudine. And it was with James Earl Jones. And it was about this woman who was, she was she was working class, living in urban environment in the 70s, and how James Earl Jones was local trash man, and he was sweet on Claudine, but she didn't want interested in the trash man. Yeah, because she was expecting, she saw herself as someone who deserved someone a little bit better, but over time, James Earl Jones wore her down, and she realized, you know what? This guy, he may not be a high-flying, successful executive, but you know what? He cares about me. He's got a good paying job. He's making good money, and he also wants to be with me. And eventually she gave in. And I think that maybe some of these women, these 30 feminists, should, like Claudine, lower their expectations and say, you know what? The second coming Elon Musk is not going to knock on my door with a ring and say, will you be my wife? And I think if these women lower their expectations and say, you know what, that guy who is a truck driver, that guy who is a middle manager at the damn local supermarket, or even the guy who's the local garbage man. If these guys are making good money, they have their own, they own their own homes, free and clear, and they want to be with you, give the guy a chance. Now, of course, you say, but the guy's not a 20. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, guess what, sister? You're not a 20 either. In other words, take a page from that old song. If you can't be the one you want, love the one you're with. And that way you won't end up like a cat. That way you won't end up like that woman Bradshaw. You know, the Sex and the City lady. Because I read that article. It came out just a few short years ago. Where she said that she was 60 years old. And she's alone now. And she wished that she had gotten married and had kids. Even though the history book said that she actually was married briefly, except the guy she was married to, it turned out the guy was gay. And you say, well, why did Bradshaw woman marry someone who's gay? I think she didn't know the guy was gay until after she married him. Hey, it happens. I mean, saying it happened to that woman Huffington. No woman who created that Huffington Post. She married that guy Huffington, and she found out after she married him that the guy was gay. Remember that story? Yeah, it happens. And it happened to Bradshaw. And therefore, Bradshaw divorced the guy, but she never remarried. And she never had any kids. And now she's in her 60s, and she's alone, no children, no family. Oh yeah, she still has her girlfriends, just like in the TV show Sex and the City. But I think she wanted some kids. She wanted a couple little baby Bradshaws running around. That way, when she finally checks out, at least there'll be someone there to bury her. Yeah. So, all you ladies out there, all you ladies that would turn your nose up at these men who are not 20s, who are not even 10s, guess what, ladies? Don't turn your nose up anymore. And stop being so insulting. I mean, as long as the guy is not some, creepo who jumps out of a tree in the middle of the night wearing a ski mask and a knife, wanting to mug you. Next time you see the guy on the street corner, or worse yet, in the local discotheque, comes up to you and says, hi, give the guy a chance. Who knows? Like Claudine, you may find out that he might be an okay dude. Okay, he may not have Elon Musk's wallet, but then who does? I mean, besides maybe Mark Cuban and, of course, and of course, oh my God, the guy who runs Berkshire Hathaway. Because, ladies, most of you don't swim in those circles, okay? Those billionaires, you don't hang out with them. You don't know them, and you'll never know them. So stop holding out for some billionaire tycoon's gonna sweep you off your feet. Because you know what, girls? It ain't gonna happen. I mean, just ask Amber Heard. I mean, she had her chance with Elon Musk, and how did it work out for her? It didn't. So lower your standards, ladies, because guess what? In a few short years, you're going to be 40 years old. And at that point, you're going to be really desperate. And one thing that men don't like is desperate women. Because back, just like in my day, when I saw those hoes, I said, you know what, that's someone I don't think I want to hang out with. Because you can see those women far away, and they were just somebody you didn't want to deal with. Well, okay, that's all I got to say about how third wave feminism has screwed up the dating market for a lot of these young ladies. And that's my opinion.